If you are thinking of relocating to Cotonou, especially Haie Vive, there are a few things you really need to know because a lot of people do ask, is Cotonou a good place to live? So in this video, my family and I decided to drive through Haie Vive and share what daily life here really looks like. We will also talk about things people don't always mention: electricity, housing, water, and safety. So if you are thinking about relocating to Cotonou, especially with your family, stay tuned and enjoy the drive.
Here today we want to show you the cleanest part of Cotonou. Cotonou is already very clean when you compare to several other African countries, but here is the cleanest path and the most expensive neighborhood in Cotonou. And this is the cleanest, the most beautiful, and the most expensive part of Cotonou. This is where you find the diplomats, the government officials, the business elites, the tourists, the best restaurants in town, the best apartments, Airbnbs, and hotels in the city of Cotonou. But as you all guess, it is quite pricey here. It's expensive here, it's expensive to live here, but you're going to get world-class services and the environment is worth the price here. Welcome guys to Haie Vive in Cotonou, Republic of Benin. As you can see, the roads are well paved, just like most parts of Cotonou. But the difference here is that all the streets of this neighborhood are paved from edge to edge, unlike what you see in some other neighborhoods in the city of Cotonou. The street lights here are all functional in the night, unlike what you may find in some other neighborhoods in the city of Cotonou. So there is a lot of priority to this area and all the facilities are working. You have the best amenities here. We've seen care homes, we've seen gym houses, we've seen good schools, restaurants, better hotels, and then a more Western lifestyle in this part of the city. Everything is clean, everything is built to standard because we have a lot of foreign customers who frequent this part of the city of Cotonou. So if you want to live in the city of Cotonou and enjoy your stay, even though it comes at the huge price, this is the place to be. I welcome you guys once again as we explore Haie Vive and the roads and the few facilities we can find in Haie Vive. Mind you guys, we couldn't walk all through Haie Vive. It's a large area, but we've covered some important parts of Haie Vive. Yeah, there are places we couldn't go to, there are places we don't know about, but the places we know about, we've visited, and we're showing you what you may like, what things may attract you to this part of the city. It's important to note that a lot of foreigners also go to places like Fidjurose and other parts of Cotonou, but Haie Vive is where it happens. Haie Vive is lively all the time. I think it's lively up until the wee hours of the morning, 2 a.m., 3 a.m. And as most part of Cotonou, it's also secure, and it's somewhere to be. Welcome, guys. Enjoy the video. Also, I know you must have all noticed that most of the houses here are fenced and gated. It seems as if there is a security situation in the city, but then it is not exactly as bad as that. Yeah, you could have petty thieves in Cotonou, pickpockets, people who steal when you're not looking, but there are no robberies, there are no violent attacks, no murders, no assassinations, nothing like that in the whole city of Cotonou. Not just in this area, but in the rest of the areas in the city, there are no incidences of violence, to that level. Yeah, what we have experienced in our short stay here is people who steal when you're not looking, petty thieves, pickpockets, nothing more than that. Generally, stuff in Cotonou, you don't need to bother about being mugged, being robbed. You can walk about in the night alone. You don't need security guards, don't need bodyguards. It's pretty safe in Cotonou. You could get your phone pickpocketed. You could get stuff stolen from you if you are not looking. But if you're looking, if you're vigilant, if you're paying attention to your environment, nothing serious is going to happen to you. It's a safe place. It's a place you can let down your guard and enjoy your stay. May have some other historical reasons. Maybe things happened in the past when this kind of security level has not been achieved. But as for the present, there are no extraordinary forms of violence that happens in this place, not just in Haie Vive, in this city of Cotonou, and even in the rest of the country. It's pretty safe everywhere. It's pretty safe. If you want to live in Haie Vive, it's pretty expensive. Accommodation here is very expensive. You could be looking at from $500 to $1,000 for a one-bedroom or a two-bedroom apartment. And when you want to go for 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms, or a full duplex, that's a full house, one-story house, you could be looking at up to $4,000. It's pretty high. It's unbelievable, but that's the reality. Sometimes people think, so what's the business there? Why do people agree to pay such a high amount for a city in Africa? I will tell you that it could be because these livable areas of Africa are not as many as you can find in other developed cities in Asia, in Europe. So because of the concentration of expats, of foreigners, of elites who want to live in the best neighborhoods, there is a competition to get the best neighborhood, and that raises the price. Now, a rarity of livable places could be the reason why the prices are high and rising. So if you want to live in this area, you should be sure to spend at least $1,000 a month on rent. And here in Cotonou, the rents are not paid yearly, they are paid monthly For a start, your landlord may demand that you pay what they call 3 plus 3 plus 1, which means 3 months rent upfront and 3 months rent as your deposit. This is security deposit. That's if you fail to pay your rent in the 4th, 5th, and 6th month, they will deduct it from this deposit. And maybe the process of throwing you out could commence. And then the last one, which is 1. So 3 plus 3 plus 1, the 1 is the 1 month rent that you would be giving to the agent, the middleman who helped you secure the accommodation. Sometimes these middlemen are like official middlemen, it's a business for them to do, rental agencies. They're registered with the government, so they earn their commission and they pay tax for whatever they earn. Sometimes they could be ordinary street hustlers who, you run into them, they help you find a place, and they still want to take the 1 month rent as commission. So that is what goes in Cotonou. It's 3 plus 3 plus 1, which is better than some other countries around this area. So that's all about the accommodation cost here. You should be ready. It's not as cheap as you expect it to be. It's actually not affordable for most of the locals, and it's also not affordable for some foreigners who come here from neighboring countries. So because the CFA, franc CFA, at this point, it's higher in value to some local currencies. So people from neighboring countries could come over here and think it is quite an expensive rent to pay, especially when they don't aim from this country. Besides accommodation, furnitures, electronics, these are also very expensive. When you rent an empty apartment, which is always cheaper, right? If you rent an empty apartment, that's a not furnished apartment, you could get it cheaper. But then the cost of electronics, the cost of furniture, these will also set you back a large chunk of dollars from your pocket, right? So sometimes if you're staying here for 3 months, 6 months, it's always better to go for furnished apartments. There are a lot of them. But if you want to go for unfurnished apartments because they are cheaper, you have to be ready for the high cost of furniture and high cost of electronics like televisions, refrigerators, washing machines. And another thing that you need to know about Cotonou is the cost of electricity and water. Water bills, sometimes they go crazy high. Electricity bills, that one is over the roof. It's expensive to live here, honestly, but these facilities are there every time. Once you have the money to pay for them, they're there for you. People who are coming from the West, from the dollar regions, the euro regions, the pounds, they will not feel that it is so expensive unless they've been to other African countries where prices are fair. But then people who are coming from African countries, from Asia, sometimes they notice the exorbitant rates that is available here in Cotonou. It's pretty high, the cost of electricity and water, but it's available, and people are not restrained to government electricity. You can also, if you have a long-term stay plan, you can always make your own solar energy, right?
嘿，老板你好，你在贝宁几年了？
在北京4年了。
4年。你在贝宁干嘛？
我们干的那个挖口。
挖口是什么？
挖口中石油。
哦。
中石油。
你在那个附近住吗？
我住在那里，住在
Livingstone。哦，非洲好吗？
啊，非洲很好。
非洲很好。
你会说中文？
一点点。
一点点，说得很好。
对，好的。然后因为我在中国住了8年了。
在中国住了8年。
对。
在哪里啊？
是河北师范大学毕业的。
哪里呢？
河北师范大学。
河北师范大学。
对，毕业的。
哦。
但是我去了好多城市，住了北京、上海、广州、杭州。对。
你家里非常有钱。
谢谢。
你爸爸是政府官员吗？
我什么？
你爸爸
我爸爸不是，没有，
政府官员，
不是，是
做生意的，
做生意的。
做生意的非常的厉害。
对，如果你有机会，你还要回中国，还是要带非洲？带非洲？
我回中国。
回中国。
我们公司在这边，
哦
我一年休假一次。
哦，好，OK，拜拜，拜拜。Okay, so this is the airport church, right? Thank you for watching. And if you are thinking about relocating, living or raising a family in West Africa, this channel shares real experience, not just highlights. So subscribe if you want honest story about daily life in Africa. And don't forget to turn on your notification so that whenever we post a new video, you'll be the first to see the video. Thank you and see you in our next video. Bye.
Like and subscribe if you're interested in seeing more livable African cities and listening to real life accounts of our experiences while in these cities.